Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Acupuncture is My Life. Now, this episode is going to be part 2 of signs of depression you may be unaware of. And I've received a great deal of feedback, and to all of the thank yous, you're quite welcome. Because there are many presenting with some of the symptoms in which I discussed in part 1. And I'm happy to hear that many are looking to take a more proactive approach to addressing these issues. And of course, as I stated earlier, seeking direct counseling. Many individuals are concerned and in fear of. It's a personal thing, and I'm not going to touch on that area too much, but I'm glad to see that many are interested in trying acupuncture. Okay? And acupuncture is great, not only for treating the symptoms, but for treating depression as a disorder. Okay, but another sign can be nausea, which is one of the bigger symptoms of depression. Because many individuals who also have anxiety experience nausea as well. And depression can make an individual feel disgusted with certain types of foods, and they begin to feel nauseous. Now, diarrhea can be another symptom, because anxiety as well as stress can cause diarrhea, and so can depression. And many individuals, believe it or not, who are dealing with irritable bowel syndrome, in which acupuncture is very effective at treating, especially abdominal acupuncture, usually experience symptoms of depression and anxiety. Constipation can also be a sign or symptom of depression. And now this is interesting, because this can be as a result of lack of physical activity, changes in diet, sleeping much longer, because individuals who become depressed usually are not motivated to do things. And they begin to conform to a sedentary lifestyle. And their dietary habits change. And as I'd stated in part 1, they begin to eat more junk food, foods that are not good for you, that are bad for you, and tend to stagnate in the intestines, causing constipation. And they tend to sleep longer periods. Okay. Another symptom of depression can be due to self-isolation. Isolating yourself from people. And people tend to isolate people themselves from individuals who suffer from depression. But if you're suffering from depression and you're isolating yourself, and you don't want to see anyone or engage in anyone's personal life or allow for them to engage in yours, basically social isolation, happens when you feel like you're not getting any support from family and friends. You withdraw from society. isolation tends to make depression as a disorder worse. Humans are social creatures. Remember that. But just make attempts to see an acupuncturist. Like I said, I'm glad to hear that some of you guys are. Make an attempt to see an acupuncturist. Acupuncture is very effective in treating this disorder. It really is, because you have to think health is wealth. The wealth isn't in the bank. It's not in the safe. It's not in your pocket. It's not in your purse. It's not under your mattress. It's not in the shoebox in the closet. It's not under the doghouse in the backyard. It's in you. That's what the wealth is. So it's up to you to take that first step. See an acupuncturist or contact Acupuncture is My Life. Another sign of depression can be insomnia. It's a symptom. All of these individual signs and symptoms acupuncture treats. But an acupuncturist wouldn't take that approach. Their approach would be to get to the core, get to the root of the problem, and that being depression, and treat it. Now, we may treat a branch, in this case, it's insomnia, because you need your sleep. You need your sleep. Because not being able to sleep because you're feeling overwhelmed by your thoughts, it doesn't allow you to fall asleep, or you're waking up quite a few times during the evening. An acupuncturist may look to treat insomnia as a branch along with the root, that being depression. And that's a sign. Another sign is loss of libido. And because the effect that depression has on self-esteem depletes your desire for sexual activity. Okay? And, I'm not going to continue to say acupuncture treats this as well. It's all of these symptoms, all of these signs acupuncture can treat. But loss of libido is a major symptom. There's no desire whatsoever for sexual activity. And in turn, because you lack that desire, because sex can serve as a sedative, it's relaxing. It does the body well and the mind more times than not. Nothing's absolute here. There's too much of anything is not good for you. Do you experience difficulty concentrating? Depression does affect your ability to concentrate, especially on specific tasks. Okay? Just doing certain things can take longer than usual in terms of minutes, hours, even days. How has your level of concentration been affected? Okay, how has your level of concentration been affected? Emotionally, are you finding yourself angry a lot? Even sad? You see, you can start out feeling sad, and depression turns it into anger. Because when a person is depressed, they tend to have a short fuse. They tend to lack patience, and they quickly become angry. Because they lose the ability to adapt, the ability to cope. And you'll notice how it becomes more and more frequent. Another is, are you beginning to experience difficulty making decisions? Now, here's something that's interesting. An acupuncturist, if you're experiencing difficulty in making decisions as a symptom or a sign of depression, and you go see an acupuncturist, and she or he explains to you, you know, I'm going to needle, along with other points on your gallbladder meridian. It's going to surprise you. You're going to be like, oh, what's wrong with my gallbladder? No. From a mental perspective, the gallbladder controls decision making. I know this sounds different. And this is why I say over and over, download the Acupuncture is My Life app so that you can go to the Acupuncture is My Life YouTube channel on the app, or you can do it on your laptop, and view the episodes on the functions of the different internal organs and the patterns that affect these internal organs, how it's diagnosed by an acupuncturist. And you'll hear in the video on a discussion of the functions of the gallbladder, how it controls decision making. And to watch that video. And it's better yet, just subscribe to the channel, because every time a new episode comes out, you'll be notified. And there's so much you can learn from watching these episodes. But decision making is poor decision making or difficult decision making. It's a symptom, a sign of depression. You know, you're struggling. You're taking extra time to deliberate as to simple things, as to what you should wear. Simple things become complicated when it comes to making decisions, some of the more basic decisions. You sort of become deficient in the technique, the art of making decisions. Acupuncturists, along with other points, would look to strengthen and nourish the gallbladder. That happens. Individuals, tons of feedback. Colleagues tell me all the time, oh my gosh, whatever you did to my gallbladder, which I still don't really understand, it's helping. It's helped a lot. Yeah. Download the app. Trust me. So much you'll learn just even from the Acupuncture is My Life YouTube channel. Now, another symptom can be nervousness. Someone suffering from depression tends to, or has a tendency to, become more nervous than usual. Incessant worrying. Some even develop nervous tics. Just that little jerk movement, you know, of the neck and head. Can be of the hands, legs. Depression can affect your nervous system. It can become neurological after a certain point. You want to address this issue right away. And whether you're nervous about seeing a psychologist or a psychiatrist or a psychotherapist, see an acupuncturist. See an acupuncturist. Acupuncture is great. for treating depression. Many mental, emotional, even physiological disorders, acupuncture can treat. That's why I'm always saying to you, make acupuncture a part of your life. Because acupuncture is my life. What's yours?